Hey, this is Dylan Andrews with eartrainingforguitar.com, and in this video I want to show you some beginner music theory concepts you need to know to be able to train your ear. So when it comes to ear training, a lot of people think that you don't really need music theory to be able to develop your ear. And to a very limited extent, that's true. You can be able to just listen to a pitch, find it on the guitar, and then there you go. You didn't need to know any music theory. But it is always going to be extremely hard to transcribe, and you're never going to be able to get to the point where you can just listen to music and know exactly what's going on unless you have some basic music theory knowledge. But the good news is you do not need a PhD in music theory or need to go through years of training. Really, everything I'm going to go through in this video covers exactly what you need to know. So the first music theory item that you need to know is intervals. This is the foundation of music. And all intervals are is a distance from one note to another. So if I were to play a note somewhere, and then I play a note somewhere else, that is an interval. If I do this, that is a different type of interval. And it's very good to know what the intervals are called because this is actually what you train your ear on. The first thing that I played was a 6. So to my ear, I'm not hearing the notes. I'm not hearing G to E. I'm hearing 1, 6. Then I played a G to A. So again, I'm not hearing G to A. I'm hearing 1 to 2. This is called relative pitch, where you train your ear to be able to identify distances. Or another name for it is to be able to identify intervals. Hey, and before we go any further, if you could smash the like button and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. All right, now it's really good to know exactly what these intervals are, exactly all the different types and names and every single interval that exists. All right, so just like notes, where there's 12 notes, there's also 12 intervals. And it starts off with the number 1. So number 1 starts on the root of the key. So if we're in the key of G, the 1 would be a G. If we're in the key of F, 1 would be an F. All right, so the intervals that exist are all separated by a half step. And it looks like this. There is a 1, then you go up a half step, you get to a flat 2. You go up another half step, and by the way, half step just means 1 fret. You get to a 2. Then you go up another one, you get to a flat 3, then a 3, then a perfect 4th, then you get a flat 5, then you get a perfect 5th, flat 6, 6, flat 7, 7, and then you get the 8, or it's just another name for 1. So if we played all this on the guitar, if I was in the key of F, we'd have a 1, flat 2, 2, flat 3, 3, 4, perfect 4, flat 5, 5, flat 6, 6, flat 7, 7, 1. And then we get back there. So that is all of the intervals that exist, and you're going to train your ear to be able to identify these, but don't worry, you're not going to try to identify all at once. So that is all the intervals that exist, okay? Now, the next music theory concept you need to know is scales. And there's mainly just 2 types. There's a major scale and there's a minor scale. Now, there's many other scales besides this, but these are the 2 main ones. And the major scale, or any scale, what it does is it takes certain intervals from the list that I just gave you and leaves others out. So let's take the major scale, for example. The major scale uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all of the flatted intervals are left out and discarded, and we just have what's called the major intervals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now in this scale, every single interval is going to be a whole step away, except for 2 exceptions. 3 to 4 is a half step, 7 to 1 is a half step. So if you were to play this on the guitar, let's say we're in the key of A, you would go 1, whole step to 2, whole step to 3, half step to 4, whole step to 5, whole step to 6, whole step to 7, and then a half step to the 1, and then you're back. Now, usually when you play scales, you don't always just want to be able to go up and down like this. You want to use multiple strings. So an easy way you can play scales is you go 1, 2, 3. So I'm using frets 5, 7, 9 here, but the intervals are 1, 2, 3. Now, the 4 almost always is located right below the root. So there's the 4. So then we go 4, 5, 6. Then we go 7, the 7th scale degree. Another name for interval is scale degree, and it's more correct to call these scale degrees, but let's not worry about that right now. So the 7 here is going to be on the 6th fret 4th string, then we go to the 1. And that's how the major scale works. The next scale that you want to have a good idea of and memorize is the minor scale. Now the minor scale uses intervals 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6 and flat 7 and discards the rest. So earlier we just looked at the A major. Right now, all we have to do is, this is a major third. So a flat 3 is going to be 1 fret below. So we have 1, 2, flat 3. Right below is a 4, 4, 5, flat 6. Then we have the flat 7 on the 5th fret, 4th string here, and then 7. So here everything is a whole step apart except for 2 to flat 3 and 5 to flat 6. Now, the final music theory concept you need to know is understanding how the actual keys work. So what we just went through is a scale. And what a scale is just notes. A key is chords. All right? But by knowing the scale, you're already over halfway there. So let's look at the major scale first. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. All right, so the way this works here is the 1, 4, and 5 are major chords. So if I do a major chord there, on those scale degrees, I have the chords. Now 2, 3, and 6 are minor. So 2, 3, and 6 are minor, 1, 4, and 5 are major, and then the 7th is called diminished. If you don't know how to play a diminished chord, don't worry about it. It's very common in jazz, but it's not super common in a lot of other genres. So if we look at this, we've got the 1 is major, which is an A. The 2 is minor, which is a B, so B minor. The 3 is minor, which is a C sharp, so C sharp minor. The 4 is major, D major. The 5 is major, E major. The 6 is minor, F sharp minor. And then the 7, G sharp, is diminished. And that's how the chords work in a major key. And it doesn't matter where the 1 is. If I do this in G, it's still going to be the exact same thing, exact same formulas. Now let's go through the minor key. So earlier, we talked about how a minor scale just goes 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. All right, so here are the chords that work. So the 1, 4, and 5 are minor. So in this key, A minor, we have an A minor, D minor, and E minor. All right, now the 2 is a diminished chord. All right, then the flat 3, flat 6, and flat 7 are major. So the flat 3, flat 6, and flat 7 are major chords. All right, so I'll repeat that. The 1 is a minor, the 4 is a minor, the 5 is a minor. The flat 3 is a major, the flat 6 is a major, and the flat 7 is a major, and then the 2 is a diminished. And that's how the minor key works. So that is all of the music theory concepts that you need really to be able to begin starting to train your ear. Later on, there's some more concepts that you go through, but this is developing a really solid foundation. And if you want to know exactly the best way to train your ear, the exercises to do, and have a clear roadmap on exactly what to do when, you should check out my online ear training course called Complete Ear Mastery. This is a full in-depth online ear training course that goes through everything you need to be able to train your ear, and the best part is it's made specifically for guitar players. So it's a guitar player who trained their ear over many decades that created this course to train you on how to do it. So check that out at eartrainingforguitar.com. The link is in the description. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot from it. If you need to, watch it again so you can hear all those music theory concepts explained again. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.